Okay. We're in our comfies.
Yeah.
What's up, snitches? Welcome back to another episode of We Want Gossip with Meredith and Steph. This week we're recapping the Bachelor finale as well as the episode from last week with the fantasy suites.
For Gossip of the Week, we're going to really quickly touch on the Kardashians and the new season that is coming out in May. And then we're going to talk about the statements that Selena and Hailey put out, as well as a little Jeffree Star nonsense. Let's get into it.
Okay, we have a gossip update.
So, Bachelor, let's start.
What?
What do you have?
Before we get into it, and I'm sorry for our audio listeners, you're going to be so proud. I have a gift, and I have been dying to give this gift for many moons, many days, and I haven't said a word. And if anybody knows me, I can't handle a surprise, can't handle a secret. I just can't do it of any kind. So the fact that I have not said the words, I have a gift, and do you want a hint? I think I deserve a gold medal. So hold the phone. Close your eyes.
Is the gift for me?
Yeah.
You motherfucker,
Close
because
your eyes.
I almost waited to give you the t-shirt until this intro episode.
which is-
I'm walking up, I'm like, maybe I wait to surprise her
Which
during
is
the
so
app.
funny because when you literally walked in with the t-shirt, I go, ooh, she don't know what's in store.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Close your eyes. Close them.
And I love a good surprise.
I know you do.
Oh.
We're ready. Oh, wait. Shit. Close your eyes. And post it. Run it right in front of your face. Okay, go. It's over here now.
It's in a bag still. So why close the eyes?
I don't know.
Cute.
Yeah. There's two items in
Ooh.
there.
Oh, my queen.
Of course. Gotta. This was the main thing, and I have a story with the other one.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Adam's always like, do you need to explain each gift to me before I open them?
Always.
Yeah.
And it's the whole
Okay.
intent behind what happened.
Shut your mouth. Because, did you put something in there?
Of course I did.
I knew you would. I just saved this. It's a little heart thing. Little locket. Oh, dude, I just saved this.
Did you see it on TikTok?
Yes.
Me too. Had to do her.
Okay, will you try to open it?
Yeah.
Oh, Mila and Adam.
I know. I was this close to putting my face in there. Like, literally
I wouldn't
this
have been
close.
surprised.
Because I go,
My bridesmaids box, my photo album things for you guys, you're
Yeah.
going to be like, are you trying to date me? Like, it literally looks like a love letter. Relax. Oh my gosh, I wish that they could, like, see how cute Mila and Adam look in that. That's so cute. I was going to get on Etsy today, too, and just, like, get a new necklace, because this one's from Target. Like,
Yeah.
I just need a new, like,
Yep, let me see it
piece to get
again.
on.
Because I'm like, oh,
Mila.
they really nailed it. I'm putting it in there.
I'm like,
'cause
Mila, not Adam. Mila.
Dude, right?
My
Doesn't she look
sweet
cute?
girl.
Yeah.
My mama. Oh,
Gotta.
that's so cute. We are, I mean, literally the same brain.
Yeah, straight
it's
up.
so weird. I just saved that. All right, next up.
Okay, this is the little funny one.
Okay. Cute. Ring dish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me
Really
explain.
cute.
For our audio listeners, I got Steph a ring dish and a little locket with Adam and Mila in there. But with the ring dish, let's make it known. So, originally my gift was just this.
Yeah.
And then we went to my favorite thrift store, that bougie one.
Cute.
Yeah. We went to that little bougie thrift store that I love, you know, by
Yes,
Trader
yes.
Joe's. And so we're in there, and I took Brett for the very first time. We're over in the jewelry section, and they have this. And I'm like, oh, this. And Brett also loves crystal. Anything crystal, it's like we
Totally.
have to
It's
have
really
it.
cute.
So I see it, and I'm like, oh, I go, that's kind of cute. I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll get that for Steph. And then I'm like, well, I'm like, I don't know. You know, like, I don't know. And then I kind of put it back. Grab that right now. Get that for Steph. Grab that right now. We're getting it. And I go, okay. So
Didn't
adamant.
realize you loved it so
Literally so adamant in this. Get that right
There's
now.
one thing Stephanie needs. It's this.
It's pick that up.
Which actually though, yeah.
No, it's cute.
And especially the amount of times too, like at first when I first got the ring, I was like, the amount of people that lose it down the drain or,
Yeah.
you know, the whole point of the dishes, but I'm like, I'm scared to even take it off or anything in the
Right.
first place. Like, I feel like it's safer to just leave it on while I'm doing things. But then I'm
Right.
like, the amount of times with like washing my face and my makeup, and then
Yeah.
I'm having to clean it 100 times.
Yeah.
Where it's like, even this morning, I was like, I just wish I had a little dish next to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
So,
God.
well, the
and
funny-
this is cute.
The funniest part of the story hasn't even come yet.
Sorry. Hate to interrupt.
Okay, we're home now, and I'm wrapping.
Yeah.
And I go, I hope she doesn't think that this is like an ashtray. And he goes, but that's what it is. I go, no, it's not. I go, it's a ring dish, babe. And he goes, no, that's an ashtray. I go, we got it in the jewelry section. He goes, no, I'm 100%
What would this be
certain.
for?
He thought that was to like clean out the thing. He thought it was to like if your like bowl's clogged or if you need just upside down, ramming it in there, trying to clean it out. And I go, I put my ring on it. I go, look.
It fits perfectly.
Yeah. Fully. I go, so wait. So let's back it up then.
Wait, so yeah, did he think buying this?
That
She needs that ashtray.
She needs that
Not
ashtray.
even thinking ring?
No, that's my point. Where I go, wait, so you are grilling me in the thrift store. We need that for stash. Pick it up right now.
Like it's perfectly fits.
I go,
the
it's
ring.
100% a ring dish.
Oh my gosh, that's
and
so
wouldn't
funny.
believe me either. And I go, we got it from the jewelry section. Why would they have
That
ashtrays
is
in the
hysterical,
jewelry
and that's
section?
his only route his mind was going.
Yeah, she needs this ashtray. I go, Jesus Christ.
And I could think like, you know, because you had been talking about like getting a ring dish for me or whatever, you know, where
Yes.
it's like that's on top of his mind. He's like, you've been thinking about that for her.
Yeah.
He's thinking she needs more paraphernalia.
She's needing a brand new ashtray
Oh,
that's
dude.
crystallized.
He does love a good crystal.
Yes, he does love a good crystal.
Dude, these are so cute. Ooh.
I was so excited to give it to you.
I will say, my inner child to my imagination, me and a locket. Oh, I love a good locket. Growing
Oh.
up, I'd be like, give me all the lockets.
Well, it's another layer to the story. This specifically, for anybody that's read Throne of Glass, I'm having a really tough time being done with it.
Yeah.
But as I'm reading Tower of Dawn, which Steph is about to read these next
Yeah.
when she's done with ACOTAR, so she'll get it eventually.
Oh, I can't
But
wait.
I'm reading that book, and I had just clicked send, and then like literally as I'm finishing the book, like the character in the end gives this girl a heart-shaped locket. As I click send on this heart-shaped locket, and I go,
That is weird.
excuse? Now I want one. Oh, do you want me to put it on?
Yes,
Duh.
absolutely.
There you
Let's
go.
get this tarnished Target necklace off that has been
Yes.
through the ringer.
Let's see if I can put this on with my
Oh
nubbies.
my gosh.
Should be, right?
Wow. Love it.
No, this is such a childhood, like, yes!
Oh, imagine, like, and I need like a leather-bound book.
Remember, we almost got you one for your birthday
I know.
a few years ago, because we go, Steph loves
Yeah.
a leather-bound book.
Oh, with like a fake Harry Potter wand.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Oh.
I was really overthinking the entire photo piece, because first off,
I don't
Adam
know how
McCarthy,
you would even make
don't-
that.
No, Adam McCarthy, don't have a single selfie of you I could find on the internet anywhere. I went to Stephanie's Instagram. I was scoured. I was like literally looking everywhere. Then I go, okay, I guess I'll do it with the one of you guys getting engaged. Well, you guys, your heads are really close. Your hands in the shot. So I'm like, the cropping and editing I was doing on that mother trucker was like next level. So then I send them, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm acting if these people are idiots, but the photo of Mila sent sideways, and I'm like, just letting you know the photo sent sideways. Not sure why it
don't
looks
put
like
it in
Don't
sideways,
put it
like-
in sideways.
Oh, and that's why you go with the photo of Mila.
Yeah.
And you were like, my dad's wondering. I'm
Yeah.
like, why does he give a fuck about me?
You know, it doesn't get one.
Totally.
And I'm like, dad hates animals.
You go,
hello.
Over the text, I'm like, got it. Thanks.
Because that's the other thing with Adam's. Since I was like literally narrowed this big, I'm like, are they gonna be able to get that centered? Like, I mean, it's cropped
Yeah.
to his head. So
Yeah.
I go, is it gonna be his forehead? I don't know how they did it, and it had it look
Wow.
so good. But yeah, right.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah.
Now this is gonna be one of those that when something happens to it, I'm upset.
It's like,
When Tori's necklace breaks, I'm like, I'm gonna explode. And this little number,
I had a feeling.
it's going down in history.
And like I said, I mean, I went back and forth numerous times. Do I put my face in there? Do I put my face in there?
I would not have been shocked.
Yes. Also, another funny thing about this gift is I am writing, which I don't know if you saw it on the bag. It says to my other half.
Oh, cute.
Not that that's, but in my head, I'm thinking.
1-2.
In my head, I'm going. To Steph just feels wrong.
Yeah.
And so then I'm thinking, and I thought of that, but then I go, am I trying to like kiss you?
No, that's how I feel with my proposal boxes. I go, okay, it's a really like dedicated memorial for our relationship.
I turned to Brett after the whole ashtray situation, and I go, what do I put here for her name? And then he
As
goes,
if this is Christmas where there's like other gifts around the tree that we can't find it. You
I
didn't
know.
have to put my
I
name
almost
on
cut it off because I go, I'm just embarrassed at this point. And then Brett goes, as I thought my other half, he goes, my other half. I
Yeah.
go, sir, shouldn't you be thinking of my other half? But I'm glad you know your priorities, because he's like, I go, we're on the same wavelength, sir.
Your other half.
Same wavelength, yes.
Would normally be like, that's my title, thank
Yeah.
you. And it's like, well, your other half.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it, and then he said it. I go, glad we're on the same page.
I love a good surprise.
I literally was so excited.
And I was excited just to give you the tea.
Yeah, and I was very excited to receive the t-shirt as well. Okay,
Okay.
now that gifts are done.
Yes, and underway.
Yes, Bachelor time.
So let's back it up for Bachelor. We had the finale, but let's go to Fantasy Suites real quick. We missed hashing that out.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's just Zach kicking himself in the foot, or
Shooting himself in the foot?
shooting himself in the foot, you know?
There's so much to unpack with this whole thing. The funniest part about it is I feel like this is the first group of women that were all on the same page of, I don't want to know.
Exactly.
Every single one was like,
Why?
Ariel goes, I realize we're in an open relationship. Gabi is like, I think that's premature to say that. And Katie is like, why did you tell me? All of them were under the impression, I don't want to know. It's between each person.
Yep.
Which doesn't really happen that often. And then just for that to be the case. And then he is so filled with guilt, you can tell. Where it's like, oh my God, you, sir, are it's just so evident that you're not telling them out of respect for the other women. You're telling them because you feel guilty.
Exactly. And you're trying to relieve your own conscience by putting everybody else's, like, feelings second. You know, it's like it's just backwards.
Because it's like, if you were actually doing what was best for them, you would have honored what you said to Gabi when you said, we're not telling anybody, which that was a big shock.
And she still did not know, because
Yeah.
agreed. Like,
Yeah.
when he comes back in that morning, says it in front of the cameras, like, I think we need to tell everybody what we did last night. And she's like, 2 seconds ago, before you walked out of this room, we said we weren't telling a soul because it's between me and you.
Yeah.
It's not that it's this big secret. It's just that this is private. It happened when cameras weren't around. So why do we have to tell the cameras? Why do we need to tell anybody?
And also, like, the way it was, delivered to Gabi was more like, I don't want there to be any secrets, not like I'm about to say the who, how, here, and when, where it's just like everything. It was Gabi. She was second. It was yesterday. I'm feeling really bad. I want to tell you.
Yeah.
It's
and she
like,
didn't know that this entire time that he did leave that conversation and go tell everybody. And do
Yeah.
that. And it's like she found out when we did.
Yeah.
That those conversations happened.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's like, again, I agree. Where I'm like, this is also about me. They weren't in the room with us. Like, this is our own relationship. It's so bizarre.
It is so bad. And it's just like,
And then to not even tell Ariel.
I know.
So it's like, I agree where it's like, so she's standing up there. Everybody else knows.
Yeah.
And she doesn't. And then you have multiple opportunities. I know you're sending her home, but it's like, something had changed between our, like, when she goes, our open relationship, we had agreed upon certain things, and then things changed, and you still kept me in the dark. I deserve to know.
Yeah.
It's like, not that you needed to tell me because you just, like, I need to know that you're sleeping with people. It's just like, whatever conversation they had about where their relationship stood,
you
don't leave me in the dark.
Yeah, and you blatantly
When you're
went back on your word.
When your whole point of telling people was to be honest and not to be, like, to be honest about it, but you weren't to everybody.
No.
Like, Ariel, when she came into the final rose this recent episode, she did such a great job, like, explaining of, like, not only did he just, like, get himself in trouble by setting this standard, but where she's like, you took away our decision as a couple to make the choice.
Yeah.
Like, and by trying to not make this sex week, you made it, by putting sex on the table, you now made it all about sex.
Yes.
Like, it didn't need to be, and now you just put us all into one bucket instead of having your own decisions between each of your relationships.
And also, it's just like the way he went about it too, like just with Katie, with Gabi, everything, convincing himself with Gabi, it was love, not lust. It's like he was using love with Gabi as like a scapegoat for his decisions.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he wanted to say any of that. I think he felt he had to.
Where I was like,
Because-
you need to stop talking.
my-
you multiple times throughout both episodes, I was like, you need to stop talking.
Yes.
You're making it a lot worse.
You can tell he's so...
He didn't know where to go with it. He doesn't want to
so
say the wrong
nervous.
thing, and I get that every word that's coming out of your mouth, people are hanging on to, so you're just like...
Oh, and when he started talking about, like, when I was a kid, I would always tattle on myself. Like, my parents said I was the easiest kid to raise because I would tell before I could get caught. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, enough. So you're telling me you're a snitch.
I literally was like, so you're a snitch.
Cute.
And you can't, like, deal with, like, you can't self-soothe
No,
through your own actions.
no.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a difference between being honest about something
Yeah.
and just knowing, like, is it just going to make me feel better in the end?
One
or how much better is it? What is it actually, what is going to be accomplished
100%
by airing these things out.
Yeah.
And I love to, I know we're kind of bouncing around between the girls, but they all kind of coincide of like when Ariel goes, like, and if you would have left it as a discussion in private between us instead of just coming forward and just saying you've decided what's going to happen between me and you. Yeah. When as if this isn't a 2-person party here.
Right.
She goes, if you would have waited to have a discussion about this, you would have found out that I actually was on the same page as you about not having sex that night. But you decided to dictate it and try to control things.
Yeah.
Oh, she was just so...
Literally,
Chef's
Ariel's
kiss.
too good for this whole show.
The whole show.
The whole franchise.
Because when she first started talking about, before they got into the sex week thing and was just kind of going over her relationship with Zach, Adam was like, wow, she's being really nice to him. Or like, she's got a lot of good things to say. 2 seconds later, it's, but.
Yeah.
And then just nails all the points of like why he went about things wrong during the sex week.
And everything he was saying was wrong too. It's like he was talking about like their, you know, like how it ended and she goes, I'm not trying to boil our relationship down to one night and one last encounter. She goes, I'm very grateful for
really mature to like be able to like kind of look at like, you know, that one little thing. Yeah, there was like he messed up. Right. But he owns that and it's kind of like we talked about it now and the rest of it, like, not a lot of bad things to say.
Well, I will say, as much as Zach, like, screwed up, in my opinion, and, like, everything, I feel like he is the best Bachelor we've had in a long time. And I know that's a controversial thing because a lot of people think he's awful. And it's like, believe me, he's not my favorite. And I'm not thrilled he was there. But he's the first engagement since Peter.
I know. I can't remember if I wrote that down, but I was like, wait a minute.
And let's think about
saying that?
Yeah, and like let's think about Peter's engagement where it was like wanting to choose Maddie, chose Hannah just because he couldn't choose Maddie, went back and chose Maddie, and then they broke up on that after the final rose because Barb was yelling. So it's like, if we can even count that as an engagement, barely, because Colton didn't have one before. So it's like,
when was?
Literally, I don't know. But I go, with Zach, I go, the girls genuinely loved him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of the times with the guys, it's like, when they're the Bachelor, the girls are, like, turned off by a lot of the time, by the time it gets down to the, like, last few. You know, like, both Katie and Gabi were in love with him, and it was about him, not anything else. You know, it's like, even with Peter's proposal to Hannah, she was like, really? What? Okay, sure.
I know.
You know, it's like, and all of them are, like, tuned out. Think about Matt James and Rachel. It's like, I don't even know who was the other girl with Rachel. You know, he blatantly was not, like, liking anybody else, really. Who was last time? Clayton. That was so screwed up. I mean, like, it's just like, and I mean, toward the end, Gabi hates him, Rachel hates him, even Susie kind of hated him, and she even took him back. You know, where I'm just like,
agreed.
As much as we want to hate on Zach, he did make all the girls fall in love with him.
Yeah, and where like their reactions, especially Ariel, like Ariel, my girl, but where it's like that it wasn't like they were just coming for his neck because they got rejected. You know, of being like, you know, they're just spiteful. It's like they totally hit multiple areas of like they really do have that like appreciation for him and the time that they had. I mean, because nobody's perfect, we get that, and nobody knows what they're doing as the lead for the first time ever. You know, so they're gonna have mistakes,
and also everyone knows that they're gonna get rejected, right? You know, it's like as much as that's hard to be rejected, it's like we all know that's what we signed up for coming into this. So it's like feelings will be hurt. There's no getting around it. Absolutely.
And he has to make a decision and hurt some feelings. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I will say Gabi's like goodbye from their engagement, like when he just let's talk about that whole thing. With Gabi getting engaged, she knew. Mm-hmm. She knew ahead of time that it wasn't her. She could just tell. And also, I don't know if anybody caught this. I mean, they showed the moment, but it's like, did she know so much? Because when she gets out of the limo, you know, they plopped her in that mud.
She goes for when it actually matters.
Did she say that?
I swear I heard it where I go, wait a minute, because it was like right after, you know, she steps in the mud and then she's like, make sure you don't do that when Katie gets here when it actually matters.
Oh, it said her. It's not when it actually matters, but I can see because like matters, hers. It's like when so she gets out. No, I just had it as you were talking what he said. But she gets out and she goes, when Katie gets here, make sure you don't do that to her.
Yeah.
But there was more? I thought that was
make sure you don't do that to her when it actually matters.
Oh, we'll have to go back.
Maybe not. I literally remember pausing being like, dude. When it actually matters, when Katie arrives, don't do that to her. Right?
That's a really muddy spot. Y'all shouldn't pull in right there. When it actually matters, when Katie arrives, don't do that to her.
But I think that was just more of her negative self-talk.
Yeah, agreed. I don't think it's about Katie, but that is funny that
when
she
it
said
actually matters. And at first I go, she must know, but then I was like, now rewatching it, I think it's just in her head, she really is thinking like that was just a self-deprecating kind of thing. I think,
yeah.
Not for sure she knows, like somebody told her or whatever, like, but yeah, when it actually matters. But I would be looking at the sun and being like, hey, well, where are the tire marks? Like, nobody else has pulled in here.
Yeah.
The sun is still at high noon. And it sets for the girl with the proposal, so I'm confused.
I cannot believe she said that.
Wow.
So, okay. It's officially she had that inkling. Now, here's the thing. When she gets up there and he breaks up with her, first off, what a real ass breakup. I mean, thank you, Gabi. I wish she was the next Bachelorette so bad.
Me too.
Because it's like, first off, that breakup was so sad. But the way she handled it, it's like, that was so real. That's the realest breakup we've had in years.
Yeah.
Where it's not just, I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She was fighting herself of like, I knew the explosion in tears. She wanted to, like, it was just like, I know that feeling of just like, this can't be my reality right now.
And it's like, stop. Please don't say
No.
anything. I already know. I don't need your pity. I don't need you saying sorry. And that's the other thing. Even when he was saying sorry to Katie about having sex with Gabi, he kept saying sorry to Katie, and she goes, "Stop saying you're sorry. You're not sorry.
You're not sorry."
It's like,
because you did that, and you're not sorry about.
No.
You're sorry that I'm upset.
Yeah.
Which I can understand. Like, my God, what is one to say then?
Yeah.
But like, what do you want me to say? Haha. Like,
yeah, for real.
Yeah, but it's like, I just feel for her.
Oh, me
really.
too.
And to where it's like, you've known.
Yeah.
I know you couldn't maybe tell yourself, but you have known it wasn't me. And
Absolutely.
I've been giving you every chance in the book to just let me go home if it's not me, instead of making me go up to that altar.
And that was what I was getting at, is like the fact that she kept saying like, you knew, I knew, everybody knew. And like the only reason that she kind of had hope is she thought you wouldn't have put her through that if you knew it was Katie. Now, when he's telling Gabi that he's saying, I didn't know till last night. And then after the final rose, Jesse asks Zach, when did you know it was Katie? And he goes, I knew it from the last date that we had. I knew then. I was 100% certain.
I remember being like, that contradicts.
I go, so you're telling Gabi you didn't know till the night before, and that's why you put her through this. But then to Jesse, you're saying, I knew it was Katie from our date. So that would have been days before. And also, Gabi made like such a point of like, you have to do hours of interviews. You have to pick out the ring. You have to then fully get ready. And I have to get ready where it's like,
I'm coming. Just head to my hotel room and tell me. Like, don't make me get fully dressed up, and how embarrassing. Like,
I know.
Especially when she's had crippling anxiety over this. I mean, they all have, but she's like, it's not me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, damn, that sucks.
And I could see, like, her trying to be like, she's like, I prepared myself for this, but at the same time, she did want that hope of being like, well, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Poor Gabi.
That was rough. I felt for her. And the only reason I'm not flat out pissed is because I love Katie.
And I'm glad it was Katie.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
like,
love
you
Katie.
called it from the beginning, too. Like, Katie is it. Katie's going to be, I mean, just without a question. Her dad, okay,
You're awesome.
You're awesome. High five. Yeah.
Dude.
Fist bump.
Well, I felt like they were, Zach's family alone, I thought was so much more receiving with Katie than Gabi. Like, the sisters didn't seem to like Gabi.
I'm scared of the sister, like, for Gabi, like the dark-haired one. Or whatever,
she just kept giving, like, she was just cold
and being like, I hate funny girls.
Like, I think that separates Gabi and Katie. Like, they're with Katie, I think it's because she talks slower.
Yeah.
I know that sounds so stupid, but like, her cadence and like the way that she talks to you is so soft and like slow.
And like,
whereas Gabi gives more me and you energy.
I agree. Where the way she was talking to his dad, like, she was so nervous and just like talking a million miles an hour. We do that every chance we get.
And it's like the self-deprecating the jokes, like,
and just like oversharing when it's like you just sat down for 2 seconds, he hasn't even asked a question, and it's like, here's everything.
Yeah, you know, where
I felt for her of just like wanting to please them so bad and wanting them to like you, and
yes.
she's like,
and I think they did like her.
yeah,
I think they walked.
I think
away
by the end of it too, because I was surprised at how happy she was leaving that.
No, yeah, I think it went as good as it can be, but when you see Katie in them, you're like,
It's seamless.
Yeah, seamless, and it's like, I swear to God, it's because she like when Gabi talks, it's like frantic, whereas when Katie talks, it's like, I love your son.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
like
it's just
the
like
tears between that. I was sobbing, where I literally go, the tears with mom and sissies. She's got me crying. All of it. Like I was like, oh, yeah, because she's like, it's okay to feel that. Like, and then Katie, you know, with her always being left by like her multiple father figures in her life and all that, and the best quote with the dad, where he's like, because he said he didn't have a father figure, and he said something like, the lack of having something turned out to be my greatest strength. I go, well said, Chip.
I know, I agree. I thought the same thing.
Like
Charity, they showed a little bit of her season. I actually think it's so funny that they're doing the undercover brother.
I do too.
I think it's hilarious.
At first, I was like, when he first showed up, I'm like, why would you be here? And then then I'm like, wait, okay, the undercover of like, there's dogs out here.
Yeah,
you know? Like I
don't know.
love it, and like he's probably gonna like probe people.
No, 100%.
You know, like set them up for failure.
Absolutely.
Say something nasty.
Yes.
Oh,
that's why I'm saying I'm about it.
But also, if I was trying to be like, you're gonna ruin this for me.
Oh well, I can't believe that he is even like going when he was on the season. You know, like no one's gonna recognize him.
Right. Which I go, I guess that's weird that I didn't recognize him when he first came out.
I didn't either. I thought it was an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, broski, hey.
Yeah, so there's no way these dudes are watching up enough to, like, remember him. Like, well, unless they're looking into her ahead of time.
Yeah.
And being like, what is her family?
Yeah.
Who is her family?
Yeah, I guess they would have to
But
be.
he's disguised. He's going into a disguise. Remember?
He is?
Yeah, they showed him, like, so after he gets out of the limo, in the preview, he's in the bathroom putting on a mustache and a fake wig. So I forgot.
Does
He's
it
doing
look real?
I don't remember.
Because I'd be like, why the fuck is this dude
I just
wearing
remember
a
him like putting
mustache?
glue on the mustache and like the wig. I don't think we saw the full reveal.
I'm kind of.
But so he is doing a.
Yeah, but over my dead body would I have David in that bitch? Over my dead body.
No,
David would literally bully every single one of them, would get so pissed if anyone said anything wrong.
We would have to be like, okay, can we start fresh after he leaves?
No,
Like,
David would be like, everybody, let's do shots.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay,
they'd set everybody up for failure.
David's a pusher.
Yeah.
Always has been.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
does
he'd
not
be
take
like,
no
yeah,
for an
come
answer.
on, everybody, let's say shots.
Yeah.
For sure.
Everybody go around, say what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me what you think. So, yeah. I will say Sean and Catherine, get out of here. Go live your lives. You're done. I will say Catherine is probably like, God, it's like the Hunger Games out here getting reaped out after the final rose
Seriously,
every single
every
year.
year.
To be like, hey, we got one happy
And even then, don't watch our reality show because we aren't that happy. I was like, when I watched that wife swap thing, I go, oh, there's a lot of problems between them. That does not seem like a happy household. But that was years ago, so who knows? And they're still together.
And
so
also, Sean kind of dogged Zach a little bit, which I go,
I'm going to be honest, fast forward that whole part. I couldn't do it.
No, I hate
I
that.
refuse. I was like, can we please?
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Okay, quick gossip of the week.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Selena and Hailey and
Jerry Star. Jerry Star.
Did you change that to stars? Because I
have no idea. I've never touched that.
Typed in gibberish into the notes where I go, I heard Jerry TikTok about road skin. I go,
ABT.
and I was figuring out what she
Jerry
meant by
Stars.
Jerry Stars means Jeffree Star about the road skin TikTok he made. That's the deciphering.
I couldn't even just type out about ABT. When have I ever?
Road skin. Jerry Star.
You get it? I thought that was spot on too when I wrote it last night.
Okay, pull up the statements.
Oh, yes.
So, for the millionth time, we are still dealing with this stupid ass shit about Selena and Hailey. I mean, God, are we over that yet?
Seriously, okay.
And it's one thing after the other, so I will say this is Selena's first message. Actually, before we even get into this, let's really quickly talk about it one more time, because my mom talked to me the other day, and she goes, I am 100% Team Selena. Hailey and Kylie are like mean girls. And I go, listen up. Because as much as I want to jump on that train.
Yes.
And I don't care really. But it's like, you're telling me. Because this all stems from Kylie's stupid Instagram post. I go, you're telling me that after years of going through this torment and bullshit with the fans, between Hailey and Selena, that one of Hailey's like really good friends, like best friends, post something like that with the eyebrow thing so carelessly, when the person that posted that is also Kylie Jenner, who understands drama more than anybody. It just doesn't.
Great point.
Why would she ever do that to
make
Hailey?
her friend's life even harder than it has been notoriously been for years?
And especially when they just hashed it out, and it's like, Hailey went on Call Her Daddy. We got the photos at the benefit. It's put to rest.
And why would Kylie Jenner?
And why would Kylie post that just to start some shit? You know, it's like, I get it. It does seem weird. And it really does seem like coincidental if it's not about Hailey or not about Selena. But it's like, if you watch the Kardashians like we do, then you know that out of all of the Kardashian, who hates drama and being in the press the most?
Kylie.
Duh.
And Khloe.
Kylie and Khloe. But it's like, even Kylie, you know, it's like, she always says, like, unless I was born in this family, I wouldn't be famous. Like, right. I mean, I don't.
Totally.
She doesn't
like
post barely on her story.
Yeah.
She never talks shit about anybody. She has been, anything she does gets sucked into the press. So it's like, so you're telling me she went balls to the wall and said, I'm going to make my friend's life so fucking hard and also get dragged through all of this? You know, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And nobody's mentioning that point. Everyone's just like, she's a mean girl. But it's like, why would she do that? Because it's like, if I'm looking between the two of us and you've been going through fucking hell, I'm not going to add fire to it and make it worse for you.
When it's already 100%. It is just everybody's trying to look for a problem with that. Like,
yeah.
And it's just like, at the end of the day, like, agreed. It's like, Hailey already has Justin. She doesn't give a shit about Selena.
Right.
We are all just making the narrative that she gives that much of a shit, and her friends do. They don't. Kylie Jenner does not care.
Exactly. That's the other thing. I go, Kylie doesn't care about this. Like, that's another piece people are leaving out, where I go, you think she just is sitting around being like, let's make my life so hard. Let's drag my name through the dirt.
Nobody's gonna get that we're being mean to her when I post this for billions of people to look at.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna, like, that's not her mentality when she's posting that. It's
right.
like, we might get away with this. Like, let's do a dig to her.
Yeah.
Nobody will find out, like, that has nothing to do with it. Like, she's not that dumb.
No, exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of like those two TikTokers a while ago where they were at this event and then, like, they have like blankets wrapped around them. Remember, like, they had their blankets wrapped around their heads, and then they had the phone out like this, and they lift it up to show all the people behind them, and they start laughing. And it just so happened that there were like 3 women behind them that had hijabs on. And everybody was like, you're making fun of Muslim people. You're making fun of women that wear hijabs. And it's like, they bent over backwards being like, I know how bad this looks, but we genuinely didn't know those people were behind us. I literally am not making fun of anybody. Like, why would I do that to myself? Why would I put myself in that situation to be canceled and like talk shit about people?
Right.
But it's like, if you're looking at it from the other way, that looks really bad. It looks really bad. It looks like you're making fun of a woman wearing a hijab and then also showing the woman wearing the hijab. You know, it's like, what do you want to believe? But also it's like the behind the scenes of like the principle. It's like, do those girls really want to make fun of somebody and especially when they're in the limelight as TikTokers to get canceled and talk shit about? Just kind of like with Kylie wanting to make Hailey's life a ton harder. It just doesn't make sense.
Kylie does not care about anything with Selena. Like, that is not. And also, like, Kylie, a lot of, like, anything in the press about her that we think could be true or whatever, she never really acknowledges. Of like, she'll never clear it up and be like, that's not true.
No, and she did with this.
Immediately comments to Selena being like, I had no idea that Selena even posted anything. I like Selena. Hope everything's cool. And Selena's like, I'm a Kylie stan. We're good. Yeah. It's like right there. Kylie never addresses things. She's like, that is just not even right.
Right, because she knows what this
is doing to Hailey too.
She knows that the fans are insane and that they're gonna take that and run with it. And it's like, and that's exactly what they did.
Because honestly, like, people can be like, well, let's go through the history of all the things Hailey has copied Selena on, all the tags, things like that. But it's like, that was already squashed when they did those photos together, when they already came out with statements. Now this one little thing people are hanging on to, it's like, let's think about what we're actually talking about right now, what they're fighting about. It's like, we're talking about the eyebrows. Yeah. Everything else has already been squashed, so let's forget about that. That doesn't have any, that is, what is it in court of? That's like, what is the term in court where it's like, that's like not on the table for, that's hearsay. Or, but like not hearsay, but
we're past the statute of limitations out here. It's already been done.
Yeah, that's already been covered. It has nothing to do with this trial.
Absolutely. So now we're all caught up. I've made my points, and now let's read the statement. So Selena put this out first. Hailey Bieber reached out to me and let me know that she has been receiving death threats and such hateful negativity. This isn't what I stand for. No one should have to experience hate or bullying. I've always advocated for kindness and really want this all to stop. Very fine statement. I will say she's not necessarily doing Hailey favors in that, like by saying Hailey reached out. You know, like people are running with this being like, Selena once again has to come to aid for Hailey, where it's like, but they're your fans. You're not getting shit on, Selena.
Exactly.
You know, it's
like. And I'm like, for Selena, I'd be like at this point, even like just even separate from Hailey, just like people obsessing over her and Justin still, where I'm like, or thinking like she still has anything to do with that, like, and his wife, I would be like embarrassed, you know, of being like, okay, like he's married off, like he's everybody thinks I'm so obsessed with him, like, right. Even if she is, it's just kind of like there are boundaries now. It's been enough time. It's weird to think like that's even like a threesome thing happening, like
It's rough.
They've been married for a few years now. Why are we even still talking about her having anything to do with them? Like,
I know, and it's like
weird.
And the things that Hailey and like Selena did that are comparing, like we've said before, are stupid. Like there are between a billion different interviews where it's like how many times they get interviewed, they're bound to say some shit that's similar. Yeah. You know, it's like people are just reaching, and it's like, and I know that Hailey's just getting literally dragged.
For the millionth time.
So this was Hailey's statement after Selena's statement. I want to thank Selena for speaking out, as her and I have been discussing the last few weeks how to move past this ongoing narrative between her and I. The last few weeks have been very hard for everyone involved, and millions of people are seeing so much hate around this, which is extremely harmful. While social media is an incredible way to connect and build a community, moments like this only create extreme division instead of bringing people together. Things can always be taken out of context or construed differently than they were intended. We all need to be more thoughtful about what we post and what we say, including myself. In the end, I believe love will always be bigger than hate and negativity, and there is always an opportunity to meet each other with more empathy and compassion.
Yep.
Fine.
Shocker.
Yeah. It's once again about just like, I mean, like the social media hate, which it's like, I get it. I just am like, this whole thing is so stupid. And nobody taking the time to be like, maybe this isn't real. Maybe we're making all of this up.
That's what, like, we're taking a lot of things and trying to make one big narrative out of it all.
Yes.
And believe me, I'm sure Hailey has been a mean girl in the past. Like, a lot of it I can see why people are thinking that, but I really think at the end of the day, not that deep. She's married to him. Till they get a divorce, it's off the table.
Well, and also, can we, like, redefine this term of mean girl? What does that mean?
I know.
Does that mean talking shit about somebody you don't like? Is that what that means?
They don't have to be posting best friends. It's like...
Right, because it's like, what is she doing that's mean girl behavior? Because it's like, if you think Selena has not talked shit about Hailey before, you dead wrong. Just like Hailey's talked shit about Selena. I will say that is the one really valid piece of thing, or advice my dad ever gave me. He's like, you can't get upset about people talking shit because people are always talking shit.
For sure.
He goes, you should be able to count the people on your hand that you actually give a fuck about. And if those people are talking bad about you, then you can be upset. But if not in those 5 people, then do you really care? Because it's like, it's people's natural human nature.
Absolutely.
To vent and talk about the people they don't like. Where it's like,
have opinions on them. And especially if like, you don't know that person super well, you know, it's kind of like you have your judgment of me.
Yes.
Well, let that be their judgment. None of my business.
Exactly.
You don't exactly. If it's not on your 5, you can't count one on your hands.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly, because it's like, do I care about what the random person's talking about me? But it's like, if you were really having a problem with me and talking shit,
totally.
then I'd be upset and be like, okay, I've obviously done something and she's upset.
Right.
You know, where it's like,
Why has the narrative never been switched over to Selena being a mean girl?
Yeah.
Like, it's never been Selena as the mean girl. When it's like, but she's the one commenting on fan clips of her and Justin. She's the one that's liking certain things, probing little Easter eggs and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm not saying she's not allowed to do that, and maybe that's reaching too, but it's like, not that nobody is innocent.
I think people just want to hate Hailey, and they're like, you know what, perfect. This is another way we can hate her.
And so let's talk about Jerry Stars here. Jeffree Star.
Jeffree Star, yeah.
And he comes back out of nowhere, right? Out of the woodworks.
He came back with the Michaela thing. The eyelash, or the lashes situation.
And he says, let's review Hailey's skincare road line.
Really mean.
Right off the bat, being disgusting packaging, bland as hell. This is screaming daddy's money. I don't know anything. I know nothing about skin. I just want to
Why am I even here? Because he's like, look at your face. Why are you even? You're like, why am I even here? Daddy's money made me do this.
Yeah. And then being like, trashing her like that. I mean, going for the,
But
nasty.
he's always been like that.
Yeah.
But still, he
And
goes
then-
like Team Selena. It's like,
Yeah.
the only reason you're going so hard at her shit is because you're Team Selena.
And then tosses it in the trash and is like, get the trash where you belong, basically.
Yeah.
And then is like, and then he literally in the video, after saying all of that shit and dumping it in the trash, says, "We don't stand for bullying around here."
Yeah.
As if one, like, Hailey has been
Yeah.
bullying, and two, I go, as if that wasn't the most bullying video, and like really nasty for no reason.
Right. Like, I want to straight up, because I mean, like, look at my mom. Even my mom, she's heard like 5 things, seen like 5 TikToks, a bunch of things. You know, I am Team Selena. And then I brought up all those points we just covered about like what was actually the intent with any of this. And then by the end, she goes, you know what?
I don't even know.
I think
Yeah.
you're right. I am not Team Selena.
Yeah.
I'm like, exactly. Because no one's looking at the principle. It's like, what was to gain from Kylie posting that eyebrow photo? Absolutely nothing. What was that even supposed to do?
And now everybody's shitting on Rhode.
Yeah.
Like, where it's like, oh, everybody loved Rhode before
Yeah.
Jeffree did this. And now Jeffree taking a side like this too, where I'm like, you guys are all fueling the fire.
Yeah.
When it's like, Jeffree, don't you hate when there's all this gossip about you and that you, like, you're trying to squash all of these
Yeah.
narratives about you?
Yeah.
You go hide out in your house in Utah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, and then let's talk about you being, like, vegan and all that while, like, murdering
And
all of
your-
your animals,
your
your
yaks,
cattle and
yeah.
stuff. So it's like, but either way, I'm just like, why are you even getting, you can have your opinion, like, I get it, of, like, that's his thing of, like, reviewing things, but
Yeah.
it's like, you're doing this out of spite to once again now fueling everybody else of picking a side for Selena. And it's just like,
and a lot of people like the products that he got, like specifically the lip oil
Yeah.
or whatever that was in what he received. And I go, everybody loves that. So you throw it in the garbage. It's like, you're just, like you said, take it aside. Because it's like, if you're actually reviewing the product, people really like that product.
yeah, before all of this,
Yeah,
little,
people
like,
loved
shit,
Rhode.
everybody loved it, and now it's like we're now baking her products about Selena.
I know, right?
What do her products have? Reviewing her products have to do
No,
with
and then
Selena?
he also went back and right after reviewing Rhode, reviewed Rare Beauty and was loving
It's
Rare
like,
Beauty.
I can't believe your reviews.
No.
if we're now, it's about politics.
Yeah, exactly. I just am like, there's literally no reason, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this fighting and this hate and negativity.
What are
None.
we even fighting about?
Literally, what are we
about?
fighting about? Just the fact that they exist?
I guess so. And it's like, let's not pretend that Hailey isn't at home having to deal with changing Justin's diapers while all this is happening.
Absolutely. Mommy's tired.
Mommy tired. Of a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, no shit.
All right. And then final little thing is just Kardashians. The new season
Oh,
is
yes.
coming back out in May. So hell yeah. I don't know where we're even kicking off with them.
No,
where we left off.
And nothing in the previews were giving me any inkling on what's going on.
Does Travis Scott have a baby with that one other woman that was recently brought up in the press? Because that's now one of the rumors going around the mill
Okay.
is that she's actually has a kid
Well,
with
also
him.
another one going around the rumor mill is that Chloe and Tristan are back together. And I go,
I
if
also
that's
saw that,
true,
but I'm like,
no way.
There's no way. It's like
No way.
I would have to speak to that girl.
It's like there can't be, but it's like, God, I don't also blame her if she does.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that she's gonna look stupid, but it's like we've said before, her and Tristan literally, it's like they never had any problems in their relationship. It was that he's a cheater.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like he treats her badly or is mean to her or any of that. It's like, no, you're just a serial cheater, 100%. And that's grounds
Right.
for ending a relationship. But it's like, we know Chloe's heart. She's so diehard.
He has just done her
Dirty.
wrong so many times.
Yeah. Also, we have Kim and Pete's breakup that we need to discuss.
Okay, yeah.
Pete and her. Any other? Oh, I really hope they cover the Met stuff.
I know, but it might have to be the next season, depending on when. If this is coming out, like this is all edited and
yeah,
done,
you're
you know,
right.
like wouldn't that be in the next like?
It
half?
would be in the
Because-
next season. You're right.
Because we would have hoped, were hoping that we'd see the breakup with Pete in the last season because it had already happened, and now we have to wait till now. Like we were watching the
Yes.
last season. It was like at the end. I don't know.
Yeah.
The timeline of it, but excited to say the least.
Yeah, I can't wait.
All right, Snitches, that is a wrap on this week's episode. Make sure to subscribe and leave a review.
And we will see you snitches next week for another gossip update.
I'm game on.
Ready to rock.
action. Also, did we ever test? I thought about that when we were in the last topic, and I go, we're not going to say anything. Yeah. But